Good afternoon. The trust enjoyed by President Bongbong Marcos and Vice President Sara Duterte continues to decline in recent months, according to the latest Social Weather Station survey. Commissioned and released by Strat-based group on Monday, February 3, the SWS survey shows that the country's two highest government officials started the year on equal footing, with Marcos scoring a 50% much trust rating, while Duterte scored a 49% much trust rating. The results of the survey also shows that the trust ratings of the president had been declining since last year. From 64% in July 2024, Marcos's trust rating went down to 57% in September 2024, before further sliding to 54% in December 2024. In the latest survey, the trust rating of Marcos was the highest in Luzon outside of Manila with 60%, followed by Metro Manila with 52%, Visayas with 44%, and Mindanao with 37%. Meanwhile, Duterte's trust ratings had also been on a downward slide since last year. From 65% in July 2024, the Vice President's trust rating dropped to 55% in September 2024, then further down to 52% in December 2024. In the latest survey, the trust rating for Duterte was highest in Mindanao with 78%, followed by Visayas with 55%, Metro Manila with 36%, and Luzon outside of Manila with 33%. The survey conducted from January 17 to January 20 had 1,800 respondents nationwide. President Bongbong Marcos names Dr. Edwin Mercado as the new President and Chief Executive Officer of PhilHealth. In a statement, the Presidential Communications Office says Mercado took his oath before Marcos in a simple ceremony at Malacanang on Tuesday, February 4. He's replacing Emmanuel Ledesma Jr. According to the PCO, Mercado is a U.S.-trained orthopedic surgeon with 35 years of experience in hospital management. Mercado's appointment comes amid several issues hounding PhilHealth. Medical professionals on Monday, February 3, decried the alleged pilfering of the 89.9 billion pesos of PhilHealth funds, which should have funded universal healthcare programs benefiting most especially the poor Filipinos. Last year, the Department of Finance directed PhilHealth to transfer 89.9 billion pesos in excess funds to the National Treasury to be used for other government expenditure. PhilHealth also received a zero subsidy in the 2025 national budget. Marcos earlier justified Congress's decision to remove the subsidy, noting that PhilHealth had ample reserve funds that could be used for its operations and the healthcare insurance coverage. The Western Mindanao Command is tracking the movement of 3 Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy vessels monitored to have entered the Philippine waters on Sunday, February 2. In a statement on Monday, February 3, the Western Mindanao Command says they first monitored the 3 Chinese vessels in the vicinity of the West Philippine Sea on Sunday, navigating through Mindoro Strait towards Sulu Sea. The armed forces of the Philippines identified the Chinese vessels as 1 Renhai-class cruiser guided missile, 1 Jiangkai-class frigate 2, and 1 Type 903 Fuchi-class replenishment oiler. Westmincom Commander Lieutenant General Antonio Navarrete assures the public that the armed forces of the Philippines would always be committed to secure the sovereignty of the state and the integrity of the national territory. According to Navarrete, it is expected that the 3 Chinese vessels in Philippine waters will be transiting through the international passages within the maritime domain of the Western Mindanao Command as archipelagic sea lanes of communications. Navarrete says these passages allow the transit of vessels of other nation-states subject to their compliance with national and international laws and the procedures governing transits and innocent passage. However, he notes that the 3 People's Liberation Army Navy vessels transited without prior diplomatic coordination and maintained an unusually slow speed. To ensure maritime security, the Western Mindanao Command says it deployed 2 Philippine Air Force aircraft to monitor the passage of vessels within the country's territorial waters. According to Navarrete, they also dispatched Philippine Navy vessels to challenge and shadow the Chinese vessels as they passed through the Western Mindanao Command's area of responsibility. He says the People's Liberation Army Navy duly responded and invoked freedom of navigation and innocent passage. The Philippine Navy's BRP Jose Rizal first spotted the 3 Chinese vessels 57 nautical miles southeast of Scarborough Shoal while on a regular maritime and sovereignty patrol and issued consecutive radio challenges. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Edwin Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.